Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of Deal. Today, my guest is Philip Agnew. Philip, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Many of you may be able to recognize Philip Agnew. He was arrested in June last year for apparently violating a dress code at the Uptown Epicenter. That arrest grew lots of attention, and Philip started a campaign which grew hundreds of people to join the Do Not movement at the Epicenter. Philip is now here, and he felt that he was racially targeted, and he's on a mission and introducing the Charlotte Blackcard. It's designed to foster businesses and not block them. Philip, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Take me back to June.
Okay.
If you will.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've been here for about 3 years, so, every summer, Epicenter starts up with something called the Alive After 5. So we go out there, professionals go out there, a variety of dress codes, variety of people, and they just come and enjoy some music. So this June, I went out to the Epicenter. I was with a bunch of buddies, and I wasn't dressed like this, obviously, but I was dressed a little more casually, and I had my hat on backwards while I was out there. So long story short, I was approached by somebody from security. That security officer told me that I was violating the dress code, though I was outdoors. So it was kind of weird to have a dress code in a common area, but I was outdoors, and he told me I was breaking the dress code. I looked around and I saw a lot of other people breaking this dress code. So at that point, I kind of inquired a little bit more about what dress code he was talking about. Never got too loud, but fast forward, the police got involved. Once again, I never raised my voice, just inquired about why this rule was so important as it pertained to me. And so from that point, I was arrested and charged with trespassing.
Mm-hmm. So how long were you in jail?
About 8 hours. I was about 8 hours, and I was in a holding cell for the greater amount of that time. But it was definitely an inconvenience. It's something that I didn't expect when I got ready that morning.
Yeah, definitely. And from the time you got out of jail, what happened? I think that the story is crucial.
Yeah.
With a timeline.
Well, I think it's the power of social media, and I think you can look around the world and see the power of YouTube and Facebook to start movements. And mine pales in comparison to what it has done, but basically that was a Thursday evening, Friday morning, Friday afternoon. I wrote a Facebook note, tagged a bunch of my friends in it, really just telling them what happened to me, because a lot of people wondering where did I go that night, and then kind of questioning them, why did we continue to go there when it wasn't the first time something like this had happened to myself or somebody we knew. And so from there, the Do Not Enter the Epicenter movement kind of started, all on social media, all through Facebook, and the media called, and it kind of grew from there.
Yeah, and from my understanding, it was a video you put out that was in the tag, right?
Well, no, we didn't have a video at that point, but very early on, somebody from the local television station did an interview with me, and so that kind of became the linchpin for other videos, and I was able to tag people into that one. And I also spoke at some city council meetings about what happened to me, and from that, we started using those videos.
What did the city council have to say about the incident overall?
City council, I mean, they didn't do anything. They did nothing, to be quite frank with you. And you can look at it from a variety of different ways. They might have thought my case wasn't a significant one. I wasn't assaulted. Who knows? But I think at the end of the day, the city has a responsibility, one, to its citizens, to hear each one of them out and to investigate things like this. And then a secondary one to the business community. And so I think they chose their allegiance to the business community and not making them look bad.
I know they did a third-party investigation, and they found that there weren't any racially targeted people
Right.
being racially targeted.
Right.
What did you think of that investigation?
I mean, I'm an objective person. I try to see things from both perspectives. I read it in two ways. One, I looked at it very optimistically. Quite possibly what we did, our efforts had, because that investigation happened maybe a few months after what happened to me. So you could look at it like, hey, something that we did, our movement was able to spark a very real change. But also, it wasn't really an exhaustive investigation. It was, I believe, 6 people, 3 white, 3 black, with their hats backwards, and they went up to the epicenter. And all of them were asked to turn their hat around. So, any experiment needs a control and all kinds of things. They had those, and so it's found to be not racially motivated.
I think most people that would have been through an incident like yourself would have just let it go.
Right.
And you said no, something has to be done about it, and grew a lot of attention in the Charlotte metro area. And now you have something that's called a Black Card.
Yes.
Talk to me about the
Black Card. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll let you know. Well, from what happened with me, a group of people, I sent out a kind of call to action and asked a group of people to meet. And really, our whole goal for that meeting was to figure out what we could do as a group, as a community, to make some very real change. Just based on my situation and what happened to me at a nightclub, but to elevate the education and the position of African Americans, black people in the city. And so from that, one of the issues was we're continuously going to other establishments hoping to get in when there are black establishments here in the city that we do not patronize or support. So our first goal, we've got a long checklist that'll be rolled out over the years, really. But the first goal was to find a way to let black people in the city know about other black businesses that they could support. So if we can't keep them from going one place, maybe we can at least let them know about other businesses that are present.
What has been the reaction from the businesses?
Very, very positive. The Black Card, as you know, is a membership card, like a VIC card for Harris Teeter or any other membership card. You show it at a participating business and you get a discount on their products or services. So the response has been overwhelming. In fact, last week we shut down some of our website and some other components because we're rebuilding and rebranding the effort so we can better take on the response that we've been getting. But since we launched on November 1, we had over 105 businesses join the network, and over 450 people go to the website and request a card. So we mailed out a lot of cards too.
Yeah, that's good. So as you know, and many of you know, that the CIAA is on its way.
Fastly approaching. Yes.
And a lot of people, particularly African Americans from HBCUs from all across the country, is going to come to the CIAA, come to Charlotte, and bring in a revenue of millions of dollars.
Right.
And they're going to be going to the epicenter.
Yeah.
So what happens? What do you think?
I've always told people is, if you made a list of every establishment in Uptown Charlotte, Epicenter, NC Music Factory, and the surrounding clubs, of offenses or businesses that have had some sort of discriminatory practice or allegation levied against them, the number of places that black people could go would be minimal. I mean, it would be the gas station uptown, or maybe, it would, or the museums. But so in order for us to be able to live in the city that we pay taxes in, and we have every right to every facility, it's important that when we do go to these businesses, because we don't have an alternative uptown, there are no really black-owned clubs uptown, that we're educated about what to do if a discriminatory action is taken against us. So our whole goal, to answer your question, is just education. And then post that, maybe some advocacy. We won't be doing any activism. We won't be holding up signs. We send out some press releases to the news people about this 3-step program we've been talking about, where if you are approached or there is something that you feel is not right or infringes upon your right to enjoy the city like anybody else, step 1, stay calm. Step 2, document, take pictures, smartphones, take video of whatever it is. And step 3, call the Charlotte Community Relations Committee, who the city has set up to handle instances where citizens are not treated fairly. So, CIAA is going to bring in a lot of money. I hope what we've done will get people to spend their money and spend their time with businesses, not just black-owned, but, businesses that treat them with respect, or at least enforce a policy equally. And, hopefully everybody has a good time and we don't get many calls.
And quickly before we end, how can people get in contact with you that have interest in the Black Card?
We have a website right now. It'll be up until March 15th when we'll take it down and kind of, change it up because we've got to grow. But right now the website is www.shopblackcard.com. That's shop as you go shopping, blackcard.com. You can email me at philipagnew@gmail.com. I'm very open and, anything I can do to help people, that is my whole goal. Educate people, empower people, and let them know that, hey, there are constructive ways of dissent, and if all else fails, we'll get out there and do some rallying.
Yeah, definitely. Ladies and gentlemen, Philip Agnew, the founder of the Charlotte Blackcard. Philip, thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Appreciate it for sure.